Hey, what's up, guys? I've been super busy lately and really haven't had any time to make videos or anything like that. I'm out here today looking at these broccoli and cabbage behind me, just trying to get an idea how big the brassicas in there are going to get. I was thinking that, well, I'll explain it when I get in there, but I think I'm going to run out of room fairly quickly because stuff is growing really fast. Pardon the noise and clutter. On Thanksgiving Day, I planted this system. Excuse me. This is a Kratky system. So I've got a 27-gallon tote filled up with nutrient, and the plants are just hopefully going to draw off of that throughout their entire life cycle. The level of the nutrient was right up to the bottom of these net cups that I printed. I had, oh man, look at that. Wow. So in just a few days, I noticed that when I planted the other ones in the other system, they didn't do anything for about 2 days, and then they started to grow. I attribute that to them just being so root bound for being in the planter for so long. It just took them a little while to get the roots out. That's the first time I've checked on these roots. I wasn't really expecting anything, but this one had aphids all inside these leaves, these couple of leaves in here, and you could see some of them dead down there. I just got in there and smushed them with my finger. It got rid of all of those, so I decided to just go ahead and run with that plant. I only had like 3 Brussels sprouts to work with, but pretty excited that those are doing well. Now, the root balls on this are about like that deep, and the net pots are about that deep. So I've got some of these expanded clay balls below that, and they're sitting down in the water, or nutrient rather, and the level of the nutrient is like flush with the actual root ball. Got a fan over here. I didn't have the fan on for the first few days, but I was looking at the other ones. We'll go over there in a minute. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It seemed that the blowing motion, it certainly aids in transpiration, but I think I've got a funny feeling that movement that the air does helps, kind of gives it a pumping action to pump nutrient up to the leaves. Just my little thought on it. But yeah, that's about it for this. Well, I've just got a small shelf up here that I robbed. I had 3D filament on it, and snatched it out of the house. Stole some of these grow lights from the wife and put the tub together. And this has been planted since Thanksgiving. I think I mentioned that, but they're starting to grow now, and we'll go over to the other one and have a look at it. So I've been so busy, I haven't done anything to this setup, and these were planted the 20th, when they were little tiny things like that big when I put them in here, and they are growing really fast. But you see that movement that plant's getting from the fan? I kind of think that creates a pumping action for the nutrient to travel up to the leaves and whatnot. This one's even started to touch the grow light, so I'm gonna have to raise my light up now. Maybe I'll just do it on that side. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna run out of room for these growing. I've got a couple more of these grow lights. I've asked Santa for 2 more. That'll give me a total of 8. So once these plants get, about yay tall, I can move the grow lights to have one here, and then one there and one there facing inward, and that should do me okay. Now I did pick mini broccoli, and these cabbages, they're not going to grow super tall or anything, so it's probably just going to be on in almost an individual plant basis on where I position the lights. Here we are down below. And the ones up top seem to be growing a little bit faster. I don't know if that's down to variety or what, but everything is super healthy. I'm about to check on the nutrient to see if they need more nutrient, because I haven't checked. The only thing I've done to this system since I made that video, the last video, was when I topped it up with nutrient, it ended up being more full than I wanted it, and I had to drain some off to get the right level on it where I wanted it. And I just dumped all that in here. So I think we're probably going to be, if I were to guess, I'd say like 2.5 on the nutrient, but I don't know crap. That's just a guess, an uneducated guess. But the timers are working good. I got 4 more of these in, and I still want to make a redundant timer with 2 of them wired in parallel. I just haven't had any time to do it and haven't had any issues, so I'm just gonna roll with this and then design that when I have some time. I'm not gonna have any time in the near future, that's for sure. So let's get an idea of our EC and pH on this. I just got a little distilled water in here. For rinsing off. Alrighty. .97 on the pH, so I think I need to be around 6 for that. I've been using just white vinegar to lower the pH. That seems to initially work, but I guess as time goes by it breaks down. I'm not really sure about that, but that's just my observation so far. EC is 2.51. So 2.5251. So I'm gonna put like half a cup of white vinegar in there. It could be that I'm not using enough, because what I read, it was saying, I can't remember, but it was telling me to put a lot more in there than that. Like I think I needed to put 2 cups in there to reach my target pH, but I only did half a cup, and then half a cup in the other system. So I'm going to go ahead and check the other system while I've got this out. I'm not going to move you or anything. I'm just going to see where that is as far as pH. The other system's at just over 7. So what I'm going to do here is, I think it's safe to put a whole cup in there, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just don't want to do something too drastic. And I'm going to go do the same thing to the other one. Not sure how I'm going to stir it. So the EC over there is 3.5, so that's at the, I mean, that's within the range. I'll just keep an eye on it, and if once the plants get a little bigger, that'll come down, I think. I don't know, maybe, because we're dealing with evaporation, transpiration, and nutrient uptake. So I'll just have to keep an eye on it, I guess. Now, my EC here is a little bit lower than what I want. I want it to be around 3. So I'm going to mix enough nutrient to make 2 gallons per the instructions on this stuff, but I'm not going to use all that water. Just going to dump it in there kind of concentrated, and then this one should be good. I'll take measurements after the pump has cycled at least one time. Okay, I picked these containers up at Dollar General and then just cut the labels out and tacked them to the sides. The way this particular brand works is that's a 2-to-1, so 2 parts calcium nitrate to 1 part Epsom salt, and then again 2 parts of this stuff, your fertilizer nutrient, to 1 part here. So 2 tablespoons of this, 2 tablespoons of this. I'm sorry, I'm going to be doing teaspoons, not tablespoons, but 2 tablespoons. Come on, get it together. 2 teaspoons of this, 2 teaspoons of this, and 1 teaspoon of this. I believe that would do 2 gallons of their recipe. And I'm going to mix up the nutrient in one. Got warm water in here. The nutrient, I saw a lot of stuff online that was saying that the calcium nitrate is hard to dissolve. I found that with this particular brand there's no problem with that, but the nutrient is what can be a little difficult to get dissolved. So I'm just going to put the nutrient in one. I've got these half full of warm water, and then I'm going to put the calcium nitrate in this one. and then I'll put the Epsom salt in the one with calcium nitrate. You'll see online that you're supposed to put them all in separate containers, but I found this works fine. That's just to keep it from coming out of suspension and to help it dissolve easier. Warm water does help a good bit. So I am ecstatic about how fast everything is growing, and at times, you know, like right now, we're not in the recommended range, but we weren't as far as pH, and you know, everything is still doing just fine. Plus we're growing 4 different varieties of Brassica, so you would think that one variety is going to end up doing better than all the others, just because of the different variables. So right now, at this point in my journey, it is not an exact science, and that seems to be just fine. One of the biggest Epsom salt and calcium nitrate might not dissolve together very well. You can see it's clumping up. I don't know how well you can see that, but better in here than in the system. Anyway, what I was saying was, one of the things that I had a hard time finding information on was whether or not you can use tap water, and I found one video on the subject. And he was saying that if you're on city water, you're going to end up with, you know, a high quality water anyway, in spite of it being treated most likely with chlorine. And I got to thinking about it, and I don't treat anything that comes out of the tap for my soil garden, so probably not a big deal at all, and it doesn't appear to be. Well, this is still really clumpy, so I think I'm probably gonna stir this a little bit longer, and if it doesn't dissolve, I'm just gonna trash it and then revert to following the instructions and breaking this up into 2. But I will meet you at the plants. Well, that's the first time I had any issues with dissolving stuff. Live and learn. Yeah, I've seen some people, they just mix it all together in like a gallon jug and shake it. This particular brand too. I don't know. It's not that hard to do it the recommended way. Now, since you're here, I'll go ahead and cycle this, and then we'll take some more readings after it's gotten all that good mixed in. See where we are. While I'm waiting, I decided to adjust the lights a little bit, because we've got that one. Might even drop this one down another link, but forgot to mention over there on the Kratky system, the reason I've got the aluminum foil on it is to block out the light, to help prevent algae from growing on the clay balls. So that's more of what that's for. I might actually lower those lights. So big pain in the butt to do on that one, but I think it would be worth it. This little arrow garden is what reminded me of hydroponics. We got this several years ago as like a Christmas gift or something, and had a lot of fun with it back then. You can see it got it going again to some extent, and we've got a fairly happy little basil plant. I just trimmed it yesterday, but in the instructions it says to keep the light like really close to the top of the plant, and I did, and it started to bolt right up there near the light, so raised it up just a little bit. Actually, since I've only got like 1 1/4 plant growing in there, probably going to move that over to the center. Here are the numbers that I'm looking to get within. I found these online at Gardening Tips. I'll leave a link below. So these are just what I've been going by, and they seem to be working just fine. It's been, I don't know, 15-20 minutes since we've been running the system. Don't think I'm going to get a completely accurate number, but I'm a little bit impatient, and I might check it tomorrow. Yeah, that's saying 4.97 on the pH. .89 for the EC, so the EC is good. A little concerning about the pH. Probably should have just gone with a 1/2 cup, but I think it'll be okay, because when I put it in before, it lowered the pH, and then since then it's come up a bit. So I think I'm gonna leave it like it is, and then just check it tomorrow, and if I need to make an adjustment tomorrow, I'll do so. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I am having too much fun with this, and I highly recommend it for anybody who is looking to get into a hobby. I can't say enough good things about getting some kind of hobby for your mental health. Alright guys, till the next time, later.